Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Let me give you the biggest secret in business writing. Nobody actually wants to read what you have written. Unless your name is Warren Buffett. In that case, people are usually very interested in what you've written. But let's be honest, most readers, including you, neither have the time nor the motivation to read everything they should. So what can you do about it? You as the author of important documents, to make sure your emails and texts are not only read, but also understood and responded to. If you are new to this channel, we help you advance your career and become a more respected colleague, friend and spouse with easy to implement tips for every day. In this video, we continue our series on how to professionalize your emails. You will learn 5 very simple and easy to implement tricks for format and structure to make sure your reader reads and understands your message, even if he reads it while he brushes his teeth or is on his way to his car. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Your readers usually don't have the time nor the motivation to read everything they should, and neither do you. That fact is summed up in the saying, nobody actually wants to read what you have written. Warren Buffett, the brilliant American investor, once stated, "There is no greater threat to efficiency than when our investment professionals have to hunt for key facts in a memo or struggle to follow the writer's logic." Good writing is more than a nice-to-have skill like playing cello. It is an essential driver of productivity. So how can you increase productivity for your readers? How can you help them understand your key message at the speed of light, or at least before the intention to move on, to delete, or to send your message to the spam folder kicks in? The trick is to make your message visually as easy to grab as possible and to remember the fact that most readers only take 2 seconds before they move from understanding to interpreting. Tip number 1. Use informative subject lines. Think of your subject line as the global heading on the map of your page. The most common mistake is that the subject line is either too general or too specific to contain any important information for the reader. Good subject lines summarize the entire message within 1 sentence. Use the subject line to directly answer the "so what" question of your email that we talked about in one of our previous videos. Let's compare 2 sets of subject lines. The examples on the left give barely any useful information. The ones on the right summarize the entire text. So if the reader only keeps the subject line in mind, he already has critical information of that email. When you're trying to figure out what a good subject line for your email would be, think about how you would summarize the email in 1 sentence. That then becomes a subject line. Tip number 2. Use headings and subheadings to help your reader. Most of you probably already use headings for some of your documents. Subheadings help your reader to get an instant grab around your key ideas, to identify the key information that interests them most, and to give a good feeling of control and comprehension over the text. Let's have a look at these 2 examples here. Both are intended to give the reader an introduction to a specific company. Both texts contain the very same information, but one of them makes you wanting to leave your desk and quit your job. No one with a sane mind would love to read such a big, unstructured block of text. And I guess you outright ignored that big, unstructured, boring-looking block of text and started reading the text on the right. Am I right? Headings and subheadings are especially important when you need to send your email to a diverse group of readers, or when your email is potentially being forwarded to such a diverse group of readers. Then subheadings enable your readers to figure out which are the key points that are most interesting for them and doesn't force them to wade through a river of details that they don't necessarily need. Tip number 3. Use typeface variety. Okay, this tip needs to be handled with great care, because if you overdose it, you achieve the contrary effect. And the only typeface variety you should allow yourself to use is bold, italics and underscore, to emphasize the key points that you don't want your reader to miss. In this example, the writer has done it perfectly by drawing the attention of the reader instantly to the bolded feedback request line. Well, there's one exception to this rule, like in this example. If you're dealing with dangerous explosive materials in the office, feel free to bring out the big guns. Tip number 4. Use bullets and numbering to structure your email. By using bullets and numbering, you help your reader to understand your logic and to follow the flow of information that you present them. It also shows your reader respect by acknowledging the fact that they don't have time to read through long, unstructured paragraphs of text. And it increases the value that readers assign to you and your communication, because they know they would never miss out a fact or a key information that you sent them. In particular, bullets allow you to break up otherwise unreadably long paragraphs of text. Such long paragraphs of text diminish the chance of readers getting through your text unless they have an obsessive compulsory disorder that makes them read every single word. When breaking down a text into bullets, make sure all your points are bullet-worthy. Usually in a longer text, not all the information that you give are bullet-worthy. So ask yourself, do I really want to emphasize this point by making it visually stick out with an own bullet? Also, use an introductory phrase to your bulleted list or numbered list to make clear what the relationship between the bullets or lists is, like in this example here. One word on numbering versus bullets. Usually you use numbering when you want to indicate priority or sequence, or you want to explain an instruction, or when you want to match a specific number in an introductory sentence, like we have 3 challenges in the upcoming quarter. The use of bullets and numbers leads us to tip number 5. Use parallel structure. Parallel structure means that the first word in each bullet is the same kind of word for all the other bullets in that given set. It becomes clear when we take a look at this example. In this example, you can fly easily over the text and get the key message because the bullets use parallel structure. Let's see for comparison another text that doesn't use parallel structure and which is much harder to grasp. The easiest way to implement parallel structure is by using nouns. It requires very little effort since nouns are all the same kind of word and you don't have to worry about the ending. And if you have a descriptive adjective in front of the noun, don't worry, that usually does not break up the parallel structure. So there you have it, our list of 5 easy to remember and easy to implement tricks on how to make your message clear at a glance so that the reader can read it in a rush. What other trick do you use to make your emails easily understandable and easy to digest? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to make sure that your writing is clear and concise, stay tuned for upcoming videos. We will give you a useful template for the perfect request email. We will show you how to convey bad news via email and much more. So make sure you subscribe to never miss out a new and helpful video. So long, take care and see you next time.